What is up, Evil Dead fans? In this video, we're going to talk about the Book of the Dead from The Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead. We're not going to talk about the 2013 in this video, unfortunately. Some of you may know or may have heard that I was planning on sculpting that specific book. Now, I was going to wait to do it, but I actually started. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I've done so far, explain a lot of the details thus far, what I plan on doing, and showing you something really cool. If you're sculpting something you should do whenever you're sculpting anything. It's something I do every time because it will show you depth and height and look. So it's a really, really neat thing. It's super simple to do, but it's really cool once you start making progress. So let's get to what I've sculpted so far. So here we are back in my dirty workbench, which seems to never be clean. We have a giant piece of cardboard right here. This cover will be the whole thing across front, middle means spine, and back, and then overlaps. So this will be made into a latex cover. So what I'm doing right now is making a positive, which will make into a negative, and then you can make positives out of it. So basically you're making your mold so you can make the latex covers. These will be for sale, but they will not be through me. Just to let you guys know, I have a thing going on with a couple other people, and when that happens, and you guys will be informed about it. And their availability will be through those guys, not through me. So, but I'll keep you informed on who to talk to when this happens, when this whole book thing happens. So stay tuned for that. So with this specific book, we know there's been some great ones in the past. Tom did a run where he was remaking it. And actually, through all the photos, thank you to Ryan Lewis, there is a photo during production where this thing did not have a nose. So the one that Tom did is pretty damn spot on with that book. Without the nose, and had that other alternative Evil Dead 2-ish nose. Also, Jesper did a great cover. Other people have done great covers as well. And what I'm doing here is going strictly, as much as possible, to the first appearance look. Now, towards the end of the movie, the burnt books, they looked a lot different when he's trying to grab it with the necklace. So I can't really use those because it doesn't really represent what the original one looks like when you first see it. So what I'm using here is clay, just as a filler, 2-part epoxy to harden it up, and then milliput to make this thing. So let's take a closer look at some of the details here. So from here to here is the spine. This is the front. This is about the size of a DVD case. That was the size of the book. I talked to Al, Ryan, John Thomas, Chris Van Vlier, which all those guys got to say thank you for the tons of photos they've sent me to help me out with this. And I could pick through each one and find what I need. So I want to say thank you to them first and foremost. So it's about the size of a DVD case. And what's pretty much done is here to here to here. The mouth needs to be redone and raised. Through the photos that I've seen, the bottom is actually quite thicker than the top, and this side of the mouth, this part needs to be redone, is actually a lot higher than especially over here. So that's something I got to embellish when I get to that part. What I'm going to do is start working my way around and down around the mouth, get that part done, and then finish the whole front off with the mouth. Now this part right here, there's a whole separate section. This is actually raised up. So this pattern or skin tone or skin look is a lot different than like right here. You can see it's kind of folded over right here, and I may embellish on that a little bit more. Let's go to the eye. The eye is kind of a T shape. Right where this line is here, that's where the spine is supposed to curl over. So you got that line right there. So you got that bottom piece right here, and this eye goes over to the other side of the spine. Same with, they have an eyebrow right there, the top eyelid, bottom eyelid. Different parts are going to come over right here. So I still have to finish a section that's actually a little bit lower right here. And I'm probably going to finish it down to about right here, and then finish it out to right here, and then this part as well. So let's talk about the nose in the room. It's a crazy nose. What it was a prosthetic from Hal, you know, who played Scotty. That was the nose. And if you remember, his prosthetic was quite big. It looked like a big kind of dog nose. But when it comes to this hero picture, I have a really bad one here. And this is just for example. And a little thing with lighting I can show you. You can see that the light is hitting from this side right here. So you can see this is pushed in right here. And it's curved over, pushing that way. You can see a slit right in the middle. You got a nostril right here. And then you got this one right here with these two kind of dots in it. And that is on the book. And I have clearer photos of it, of course. I'm using my phone when I look at everything because it's a lot clearer than looking at this damn thing. So let's look over here. You can see that nostril comes over and you got them two dots in there. You got that crazy nostril on this side. You got that curve here where it's pushed over a bit. The slot, which is right there. You got this line right here, which gives it more of a shadow. And you got that broad side right there, which matches over here. So that's what that looks like. There is a picture of the same one that's kind of burnt. This is a really bad picture as well. You can see the slit barely right there. The only thing I'm using this for is kind of reference of lines. And if it doesn't match up to this one or this black and white photo that I'm using with different, like you can see right there, those different lines. In areas. If this burnt picture doesn't match up to this or this, then I can't use that line because it has to be up to the what I consider the hero part of it. So I'm really liking where it's at right now. One thing I'm going to do is really watch out for undercuts because I don't want this thing to not work when I make the positive or make the negative. And if the negative doesn't work because there's too many undercuts, then I have to retool it. So this nose is going to be filled in a little bit more. There's not really any undercuts in here. The major undercuts is just kind of around the eyes here. And will be around the mouth. And this little dot right here, I'm going to fill that in just a touch. But that's what we have so far. You can see this is a different color because it is newer. I put that in today. This right here is just filler to thicken it up, of course. But really, I'm just working every area I can. And then the last thing on the front I'm going to finish up is fixing this right here. So I like how it looks so far. Let's do something that I like to do. When you're sculpting something and you want to, and it's something with depth, something you need to consider is shadow. The shadows that you will see whenever you have it inserted in lighting. So let me show you what I do. All right, so we have it sitting right here. It's on a stool for a drum set. And this is what I do. So you can follow me along. I have two sets of lights in my shop. I will shut one part of it off. And then I'll get a close-up look at the details and the shadows. And check the depth. And that's one reason why I knew the mouth was way too shallow. It needed to be reworked. So I'll turn it. You can see how the lighting changes the look. That looks really, really good. I'm really happy with where it's at right now. When you're turning it, make sure it doesn't fall off the chair. See, look at that. See how it changed in the lighting? Let's do that again. Pretty cool. Then you got that lighting. So that's something that I do whenever I'm taking a break from working on it. And I can see right now, I probably touched that a little bit. I flattened it out a little bit, so I'm going to work on that and bring it back up just a touch. I'm not a fan of that lighting look, so I'm going to change that just a little bit. But yeah, looks pretty cool. And again, when these are all done, when this is done and the covers are going to be made, full books will be available. I will tell you when and where and from who you can get them from. And I will give you guys updates on this and let you guys know how it's going and make a full video on the final result. So, really happy with it. I'm going to fix that spot. So until next time, you guys stay groovy.